What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see back behind me, on another cool sunny day. This wind is starting to pick up out here, which is one thing y'all know I definitely don't like. That's probably the worst weather condition to film in out here, but hopefully it won't get too crazy until I'm done out here. I got a couple of more interesting things planned, including this one right here, which should be a hot rod 9mm test. So the jelly contraption's ready to roll with the chronos and 2 blocks of gel. Now I've done one test already in this front block here. I got you flipped around though, so plenty of room to see what's going on. If you hadn't seen this one, I'll leave a link up above. It actually was a very interesting 380 test. Of course, y'all know as always, I'm using a heavy clothing barrier here that's got the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And what we got here is one of the rounds that was sent to me by Ray. So again, I really appreciate that. We got the CorBon jacketed hollow point. This is their 9mm, 125 grain plus P. So 125 grain projectile. They're saying 1250 on the box here. So if we can get up into the 1200s, that's some good stuff, because my 9mm carry round is a plus P plus 124, and it hits into the 1200s out of my little Canik MC9 here. So there's your cartridge there, brass case. Nice looking projectile in this thing. I've seen this somewhere before. I can't really place where. I think it's made by Extreme Bullets, but I'm not positive on that. It could be an in-house thing. Again, I'm not positive, but if I can remember correctly, whatever it was did pretty well. So just based on the looks of this and the design, I'm expecting some pretty good stuff out of it. And of course, I'm gonna run it through a couple different barrel lengths out here. For the shorty, we got the 3.1 inch barrel Canik Mete MC9, and then for the longer one, we've got the Glock 17 with the 4.5 inch barrel. So if this stuff lives up to the velocity claims or even gets close, it's gonna be right up my alley, because I'm a big fan of fast moving 9mm. But let's get this stuff set up and let's see what it can do. All right, let's see what kind of numbers we can get out of this stuff, y'all. And we'll do a 5-round average from each one, starting with this Canik first. Now, again, like I always mention, if you're not familiar with this radar here, it's going to give you 5 different or multiple velocity readings. Your large number is going to be from your muzzle here, and then the 5 across the bottom, I've got them set for 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is here at 10 feet. And then you've got 10, 15, 25, and 50. So let's see what these get. Remember, the box is saying 1250. I don't really expect that out of this MC9, but I sure do want to see in the 1200s out of it. Let's see what we can get from them, y'all. $960, $958, $946, $954, and $945. So one thing I will say right off the bat is I can notice was it's consistent, but unfortunately it's consistently slow. Let's check the average. All right, so from our 3.1 inch barrel, we had a 5-round average of 952 feet per second. So you're talking about 300 feet per second off from what that box is claiming. I don't care what length of barrel, it should not be that far off. Very consistent though. Again, extreme spread was 15 and a standard deviation of 6.9. So maybe I'm just expecting too much from a 125 grain projectile, but as far as I can remember now, the underwood that I carry in this 9 is plus P plus, so it's a little spicier, but it's 124 and it's in the 1200s as far as I can remember. But anyway, let's get it reset and see what the G17 does. All right, let's see what this G17 can do for it, y'all. Extra 1.5 inches of barrel roughly. You ain't gonna get no 300 feet per second from that. There's no way this stuff's hitting 1250. There just ain't no way. Well, let's see how close it does get. $1,005, $989, $987, $1,001, and $996. So not even close. It doesn't even feel strong, y'all. I'm just telling you right now. Let's check out the average. All right, not a whole lot of difference on that right there. We had a 5-round average that time of 996. Again, very consistent, but consistently slow. Extreme spread was 18 and a standard deviation of 7.8. So 996 on this. That's from a 4.5 inch G17 when the box is saying 1250. And if you remember on the MC9, it was 950 52. So you talking about, what's that, 44 feet per second difference. 44 feet per second from an inch and a not quite inch and a half barrel. That makes total sense right there. So I don't know what the heck they getting these 1250 velocities on the box out of, because this sure got to be something about 2 miles long. As far as performance in the gel, right at 1,000, I think these are probably still going to do well just based on what these projectiles look like. I could be totally wrong. Let's get this stuff set up and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's down a cylinder jelly time. We'll put 1 round from each barrel length into the gel, starting with this MC9 first. Based on these speeds, it's a hard guess. It's a really hard guess. I'm hoping the design of these projectiles will make up for the lack of speed from these things. Let's see what we get. All right, that should have been a good one. Let's go see what we got. All right, as I'm sure y'all can already see, that wishful thinking didn't get me anywhere. That stuff was a massive failure. I mean, massive failure. It just don't have the speed. That radar right there, or the chrono there, reconfirmed it. I mean, it's just sub 1,000. There's no way, y'all. There's no way. And they're calling that plus P. Go figure. Let's see what this G17 does. I don't have good hopes for this now at this point, but let's see. All right, should have been another good one. Let's go down there and take a look at them. All right, let's check this junk out down here, y'all. Really not a whole lot to say. You can look at it yourself and you've seen it the whole time. I mean, this stuff is just absolutely terrible. I don't know what in the world kind of plus P or what kind of barrel they tested this stuff out of, but I can tell you right now, 1250, there ain't no way. There ain't no way they got no 1250 out of these things right here. So as you can see, that low speed equaled low performance here in the gel. The one on the top, that was the MC9, came in here, no kind of expansion, tumbled right there at least once. It's probably multiple tumbles throughout that track. On through the first block, into the second block, makes it almost halfway into this second block, and it's sitting down here backwards with absolutely no expansion. And then that extra little bit of speed from the G17 didn't change much at all. Pretty much the same exact story. Comes in here, no expansion, tumbling almost in the same exact spot there, into the second block again. This one went maybe a quarter of an inch or so further than that first one, but it's also sitting down here backwards with absolutely zero expansion. So let's see how far these things went. The one out of the MC9 is sitting down here at 23.5 inches of penetration. The one from the G17 is sitting down here at exactly 24 inches. So massive penetration from these things, and again, absolutely zero expansion. And then here's your close-up. Pretty sad state of affairs down here. Not much to see. As you can see, one on the top again, MC9, the bottom, G17. It's pretty odd how they both tumbled exactly the same spot. They look nearly identical because, as y'all saw, they were only, what, less than 50 FPS difference between them. Into the second block here, and then there's your projectiles. One of them up top, one on bottom, both of them sitting backwards with no expansion. And then just a quick look from above here, show you where they tumble. You can see there, that's where that disruption comes from. Carries on through again into the second block and zero expansion. All right, let's check out these projectiles. Very unexciting and disappointing right here. As you can see, I mean, absolutely zero attempted expansion. You can see on the front there, this one here is clogged with cloth, but both of them, neither one of them, any kind of attempted expansion. I mean, that's sad. I don't know what in the world they got these velocities out of, but 1250, there's absolutely no way that these things are gonna hit 1250 out of probably any kind of barrel length. Even 16 inch, I don't think it would hit it even out of a 16 inch. But let's get some measurements on them anyway and see what we got here. So as far as weight, they both started at 125. This one here, okay, there's our problem, y'all. That's a 147 grain projectile. There's our problem. These things are mispackaged, wrongly packaged, wrongly labeled. As you can see, This is the ammo here. As you can plainly see, plus P 125 grain. But then this projectile, I'm gonna have to take y'all off the tripod. So watch what we get here. 147 grain projectile. So same with this other one here, I'm sure. Yeah, 147. So these are just totally mislabeled and mispackaged. So that definitely explains a whole lot. I'm gonna post this video anyway. I mean, you can at least see what their 147s will do, but I don't know if these were supposed to be plus P 147s or standard. So I don't know what to even tell you on that. But as far as sizes on these things, we'll measure the base and the length. We got 352 there with a length of 662, 355 here with a length of 663. So there you go, y'all, the CorBon 9mm 147 grain, and I'm not sure if this is standard or plus P, so take all this info for what it's worth. I'll try to get, maybe I'll email CorBon or I'll email Ray or somebody and let them know what's going on here if they don't catch this video, but that totally explains the big velocity difference. I knew there was absolutely no way you were going to see 1250 when these things are running that kind of speed, so that makes more sense. Unfortunately, as far as this 147 grainer, I don't know again if it's supposed to be standard or plus P, but this stuff was a failure. I mean, you got absolutely no expansion. I don't know what the velocity is even supposed to be out of this stuff. So again, just take all this for what it's worth. All right, y'all, I'm gonna call it a wrap right there for this CorBon mystery ammo. At this point, I really don't know what this stuff is intended to be. I know it's 147 grain, obviously 9mm, but I don't know if it's plus P, standard pressure, or what the deal, but in either case, it was a big failure. No matter what the weight, no matter what the pressure is supposed to be, as y'all saw, there was zero expansion out of this stuff, absolutely zero expansion. As far as velocity, I have no idea because I have no idea what they're even claiming that this 147 load is supposed to be moving. Now, obviously, I'm making light of this because it wasn't a big deal for me out here doing this testing, really. I'm still going to post the video and make the most of it, but I mean, that could be a very serious situation, I suppose, depending on what you're expecting to get and what you're running it in or whatever. Now, it was 9mm, so it's not, you know, some wrong caliber, but I guess that could still get sketchy if you're expecting one thing and get another. The main thing I'm disappointed in is not the performance of this 147, because I don't really want to run 147 anyway, but I wanted to see if that 125 could actually make it up into the 1200s. But let me know what y'all think about what happened out here today as far as performance. Really not a whole lot left to say. That stuff just totally failed. But let me know if y'all carry some of this CorBon in the actual 125. If you've ever tested it, what kind of results have you had? Again, this stuff was sent to me by Ray, and this is all, he didn't send any 147, so it's not like I mixed up boxes or anything. That's all that got sent to me, that and some 300 blackout that y'all saw on my ammo video. So this stuff came straight to me like that, mispackaged, mislabeled, whatever the case. If you did enjoy the video, as always, reach down and click that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you got your notifications turned on so you get notified when I upload new stuff. If you're doing some shopping, take a second and hit up those links in the video description. There's a little bit of everything down there, especially up under that campsite link. Anything you buy after hitting those links down there, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really do appreciate that. Once again, a big thanks to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all out there for supporting the channel. Another huge thanks to Ray for sending this ammo my way, even though it ended up a mixed up mess out here. I've got one more really good test planned for out here today, so stay on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.